When you decide to become psychologically free as an adult woman, when you decide to think for yourself and decide what you are going to believe, how you're going to live, who you are going to become, how you're going to show up in the world, that will unsettle other people around you. Because we're brought up in a world as women where we're told there's only one script, one right way of being a woman, one right way of being feminine. I see this all the time. Commentators of all schools of thoughts, all politics, all walks of life, all genders. They believe usually that there's one way that a woman can be acceptable, that a woman can be a woman, essentially. That's why you see all this conversation about a femininity crisis. There is no femininity crisis, okay? There is no femininity crisis. Adult women have the right to choose who they want to be, how they want to show up, how they want to express themselves. The challenge, of course, is the fact that systems of power need women to follow one particular script of womanhood. And that womanhood usually includes marriage and motherhood. And when you have scores of women opting out of marriage and motherhood, of course, the systems that be need to bring women back in line. And one of the easiest and tried and tested ways of doing that is by incentivizing and rewarding this one way of womanhood. And of course, that trickles down into our interpersonal relationships and dealings with each other, which is why you will see, for example, men having conversations about modern women not being marriage material, about how femininity and softness is evaporating in society. And it's the decline of society because they have decided that they have the authority to decide for adult women what it means to be a woman, when in fact, that is your right. You have to reclaim your authority. I don't let people tell me who I am. I don't let people assess and weigh me up in terms of womanhood. I decide that. And quite frankly, I could never imagine being in my sanctuary, that is my home, and having to turn off parts of myself so that a man feels more like a man. You see, one thing about me is I'm not afraid of my brilliance, of the greatness that I have within. And that is not just on an intellectual level. Okay, I value my thinking faculties, my critical thinking skills. I value my ability to reason. I'm a learner. I love and I'm curious about life. Okay, I will never turn that down, shrink it, dim it. The fact that I can clearly communicate, articulate myself. The fact that clarity is one of my gifts. Creating clarity in my own life and in my teaching. That is a gift for me. I will never allow somebody to persuade or convince me that that is masculine, okay? That my expression of my talent that often results in being rewarded monetarily is masculine. Why on earth would I volunteer to be in my home and sanctuary with a man that needs me, requires me, would prefer me to turn off what are fundamentally gifts that I possess so that he feels more like a man, because apparently that's masculine. Apparently I'm not soft enough, right? You have to decide what womanhood is to you, because the world is always going to try and decide for you. And so you have to know who you are, decide who you want to become, and understand anytime there's resistance and friction, more often than not, it's because you are defying. You are defying the invisible contracts surrounding femininity and womanhood. And when I say this, I am not encouraging or promoting one way of womanhood. So you might desire to be somebody's wife. You might desire to be a mother. Those are absolutely acceptable desires, as long as you are making those decisions in your authority. And likewise, there are many other ways to be a woman. It's about you reclaiming your authority and deciding what womanhood is for you. That is what is important.